Watch the way she do it. 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 Watch the way she do it.
What's up? Oh yes, welcome back to DCNDola. This is ETG, Ebony the Great One. You can find me at EBONIE the Great One on Instagram, and we have
It's Jazz. And you can find me at Queen_Jazz J. That's Queen_JAZ1ZNFJ. And you have
Salt.
And you have Pepper. And welcome back to our channel. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell and give it a ring-a-ding, ding-a-ding,
Ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding. And this is DCNDola. La 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 la. Shootin' doo doo doo.
Yeah.
All right, we're back with another reaction video.
And another one.
Another one.
Hey.
Yeah, so we have another video by one of our subscribers. Loyal subscribers. I'm gonna try to pronounce it. Amolopaz1. I think it's AMOLPAZ1. If I'm wrong, just comment below and make it plain. This is one of our loyal subscribers. Shout outs to you. It is because of you that we are getting what we're getting now. Also, I want to shout out our other subscribers, our other Cash App winners. You know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
If you watched the latest video, we gave somebody a chance to get that Cash App. You still have time to go back and look at it. So if I were you, I would go back to look at it to get that cash money. So the video that we're watching today is called Don't Stay in School.
And it's by Boy in a Band.
Yes, it's going to be an interesting one for us because as educators, wonder what they're saying. Don't stay in school.
I don't know.
I don't know.
As educators, I don't know.
So let's find out. Why don't we? I like that sound. Oh, red hair.
I wasn't taught how to get a job, but I can remember dissecting a frog. I wasn't taught how to pay tax, but I know loads about Shakespeare's classics. I was never taught how to vote. They devoted that time to defining isotopes. I wasn't taught how to look after my health, but mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Never spent a lesson on current events. Instead I studied the old American West. I was never taught what laws there are. I was never taught what laws there are. Let me repeat, I was not taught the laws for the country I live in, but I know how Henry VIII killed his women. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Glad that's in my head instead of financial advice. I was shown the wavelengths of different hues of light, but I was never taught my human rights. Apparently there's 30. Do you know them? I don't. Why the hell can't we both recite them by rote? I know igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rocks, yet I don't know squat about trading stocks or how money works at all. Where does it come from? How does the thing that motivates the world function? Not taught to budget and disperse my earnings. I was too busy there rehearsing cursive. Didn't learn how much it costs to raise a kid or what an affidavit is, but I spent days on what the quadratic equation is. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. They maybe learned that over basic first aid, or how to recognize the most deadly mental disorders or diseases with preventable causes, or how to buy a house with a mortgage if I could afford it, because abstract maths was deemed more important than advice that would literally save thousands of lives. But it's cool, cause now I could tell you if the number of unnecessary deaths caused by that choice was prime. Never taught present day practical medicines, but I was told what the ancient Hippocratic method is. I've got a headache, the pain is ceaseless, what should I take? Maybe try some leeches? Could we discuss domestic abuse and get the facts? Or how to help my depressed friend with a mental state? No, but learn mental maths, because you won't have a calculator with you every day. They say it's not the kids, the parents are the problem. Then if you taught the kids to parent, that's the problem solved then. All this advice about using a condom, but not for when you actually have a kid when you want one. I'm only fluent in this language, for serious, the rest of the world speaks too. Do you think I'm an idiot? You chose to solo over the political system, so like a typical citizen, now I don't know what I'm voting on. Which policies exist or how to make them change. Mais oui, je parle un peu de français. So at 18 I was expected to elect a representative for a system I had never ever been presented with. But I won't take it. I'll tell everyone my childhood was wasted. I'll share it everywhere how I was educated, and insist these pointless things don't stay in school.
Okay.
I love it.
Yes,
I love it.
And as educators, we know there's certain things that we don't want to teach, that we're forced to, because we feel like us growing up, we didn't learn that either. So I really don't know all my rights. I don't know how to do taxes or mortgage. I had to call my mom.
That's why when I used to teach my students, I would always, that's why I love social studies so much. I love social studies, and not just because I get to teach the history, Black history, but I like it because it gives me that autonomy to give you those life lessons. I think that a lot of us stick to the books. That's not going to help you when you leave. Yeah, you learn it and you have a foundation, and there's good in having a foundation. But there's even better in having a life lesson daily. And so I get what he's saying. We didn't learn that growing up. It would take a special teacher to pull you to the side to give you that, look, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to know this and know this. We're learning it as we get out of school. And the only way we learn a lot of things is by majoring in it. And you got to major in it and thrown in it if you don't go to college.
Yeah.
So I love that video.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be a video.
I know. I didn't expect for
music.
I didn't expect for that either.
But it was really nice because what he's saying is true. We're not saying don't stay in school, but we're saying that the school system should change what they do or what the requirements are for, passing. Because even with standardized testing, I don't feel like that helps half of students. People learn different ways. People take tests different ways. People mentally get things different ways, and as educators we see it. We have to teach different styles for different type of children. So it's just like one standardized test is not going to be good for everybody, and one subject is not going to be good for everybody. Like, not everybody can get math, but if you put it in a money standpoint or financial standpoint, I feel like people would be more interested in doing it.
Yeah, you basically have to make it practical. You have to apply it to real life situations. And you can really do that all the way down at the kindergarten level, all the way up to the top. And one of the questions they always ask me, why I have to do this, I'm not going to use it again. You do use it again in many aspects, not all aspects do you use it again. You're doing science things, you're going to use more science stuff. But there are some, like with math, there are things that you have to know. You have to know money. You have to know how to count. You got to know how to add and subtract. You don't want anybody coming to you, giving you short money, and you don't even know it. So there are times where you have to know this, but you have to, when you give them that lesson, give them the life lesson that goes with that. Don't just say, hey, I need you to add all these things. No, I need you to add all these things because one day you're going to be making money. You're going to want to make money, and you're going to have to know how to do these things. As far as, go ahead.
Sorry,
go ahead.
Especially like with these younger children being in like cashier and stuff like that, they depend on the cash register to tell them, like I've had somebody give me multiple different wrong change. I'm like, this is not that much change. You gave me more than I was supposed to get back.
Right.
Like, and it's just like they depend on phones, they depend on Google. Like we didn't have that stuff growing up.
You know what? And I'm saying this now, and you're probably like, why am I saying this? That is one of the reasons why I like Waffle House. Waffle House requires a lot of thinking. People like down it, and why are you working there? Waffle House requires a lot of thinking, a lot of attention, adding. When they put that thing together, they're putting it on a sheet of paper. Some of them use a calculator. Some of them, in my head, I'm like, well, let me check that too. Let me make sure that's right. They do the most thinking. You can have somebody cooking up something and they're yelling orders. If it were me, I would be like, well, wait a minute, let me finish this order, and then I'll do another one. That requires critical thinking. That requires being aware of what's going on around you. And then for the cashier, the person that's preparing your tab, that requires calculation. That is something that you learn in school. Yes, and multiplication.
For taxes, but it also requires taxes. If you don't know the tax,
you don't know how to do it. And so, but I do believe that if you just, when you teach, I'm not saying that that is being taught is wrong. What I'm saying is, if you just teach it without applying it to current situations is wrong. The history that we had is good history. Not good history for everybody. I'm a black person, but the history, what they're teaching about what happened to, or how the United States came about, their version of it. Okay, I can understand why you would want them to learn it, but we're dealing with things right now.
There's a lot of things
right now that we need them to know about, and it's getting so complicated now. Yeah. Kids are dropping out daily and resorting to the streets because it's just so complicated.
I mean, I feel like you, as educators or even parents, like you're telling students this is what you have to do, but not giving them an explanation, not a plan. It's kind of like telling your child, because I said so. Why do I have to do this? Because I said so. Yeah, it's but like if they get in trouble, you spanking them, but you don't tell them when they get a whooping for it.
They'll get in trouble again.
Right, they're gonna do it again because they don't know what you're mad for. They don't know why you're so upset at them. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing with schooling and teaching. You have to apply these things to real life. Like even in kindergarten, you learn sharing, you learn being a good character.
Life skills, yeah.
A lot of life skills start from young, and I don't think a lot of people understand that. They start at a younger age, and they just build while you're going through school. The social skills, they start young. They start in preschool. They start in kindergarten. Like that's a big portion of schooling in itself. Just being able to be a sociable awareness and sociable person. Like that's a lot of these things. Mental awareness. That's where a lot of this mental awareness and all this stuff comes from, these mental disorders, because they don't know how to be sociable, or they haven't been taught the skills to interact with people, or we don't even as educators sometimes we don't even know what to tell them. Like if somebody getting bullied, we said stop bullying them. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have tools or resources to say this is why you shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Right.
And that basically comes around to giving them that well-rounded lesson, not this bullet point. And as the children get older, teachers step away from a lot of them step away from the personal relationships and teaching them how, and they're basically just teaching them to pass a test. Now that's a whole nother story. But all I can say is to my teachers that are listening, when you teach, I know that the pressures are on. I know that they're on. I felt them. I know them. Don't forget to teach your kids what they need to survive in this world. You had to grow up and you had to learn the way that you did. Give them what you have learned. Give them what you have so they don't have to go out there and find out on their own. That's the way that we're instilling those values at an early age. So if you can, while you're teaching, to make sure that they pass that test, please teach them to make sure they pass that life test.
And make sure parents, make sure you're helping the educator while they're teaching your student these skills. Don't go against the grain and do something opposite, or you need to reinforce that at the home too. Like we only have them for a certain amount of time. Y'all have them for the rest of y'all life. Mm-hmm. So it's just like y'all have to work together. Like if they see you acting out, they're gonna do what they see. If you're cussing people out, if you're doing that, you're getting mad at everybody. They're gonna do that to the people they're around. They're gonna do that to their teachers. They're gonna do that to their friends because they think it's okay. So it happens at home too. It's just not at school. It's not all on the educator.
That's why I say every person that I've interacted with in my life, regardless of what I've done with my life, is always teamwork makes the dream work. Mm-hmm. We do this all together.
Right.
So with that being said, that is our reaction to Don't Stay in School. I actually like his music. I wonder if he has another song or if he's a one-hit wonder. Mm-hmm. Y'all let me know. Comment below if he has other music. If you have a video that you want us to watch or react to, you can. If there's a topic you would like to get the Salt and Pepper DCNDola take on, please comment. Again, you can also DM us in our Instagram at DCNDola, DCNDola. You can follow us at Ebony the Great One and at Queen_JazzJ. Thank you for tuning in. This is another episode of DCNDola. 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 And we out.
And you better subscribe.